Hey guys, I'm Kate, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another Preptober video. Today I want to talk about how to answer that age-old question, what are you writing about? Coworkers ask it, friends ask it, family ask it, other writers ask it. Literally anyone that hears that you're writing a book, that you're writing a story, they want to know, what the F are you writing? What is your story about? And it's like the worst question to ask a writer, because even though we love writing and we're writing the story, it's just like, it all comes out, it's like a jumble. It never comes out well. We're writers because we're better at writing than, speaking like normal people. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. So here are the 4 things I recommend you do in order to figure out how to answer that question concisely and feel like it's true to your story. And also this will be really helpful for you to learn more about your story. So let's go ahead and get into them. Here are the 4 things. The first one is the 1-sentence summary. The second one is your synopsis, usually a couple paragraphs. The third one is your genre, your target audience, and a couple of comparisons that you can make or examples that you can give people. And the fourth one is your title. And I am the worst person to be giving any advice on titles, and I promise I won't do that in this video. The first exercise I recommend you do is a 1-sentence summary. This is helpful for when you just want to really quick reel off what your story's about. It's also good just to get you paring down what your idea is to the very most important elements of the story. And because I'm also prepping right now, I'm going to show you how many attempts it took me to come up with a 1-sentence summary of my story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. At least. I crossed through them a bunch too. Even the last one has cross throughs. But you can see, taking up full pages. I think the most important thing to include in your 1-sentence summary is something about your main character, a descriptive word with their name, anything to give us an idea of who they are, then a little bit about what they want and or the challenges they face, what's stopping them from getting what they want. Match it down into 1 sentence. I'm going to show you the difference between my first attempt and my final attempt. The first attempt reads, a placid man stuck as an attraction in an alien zoo finally meets someone he's willing to escape for. Which is kind of sort of true. The problem with that is that 1-sentence summary really gives it the feel of like a romance story, which it's not. There is romance, but that's not the main part of it. And he is stuck in a zoo, so it's like part of it was good. The first half was good. And they struggled with it, evolving it for many more times until I came with the 7th and somewhat final attempt, and I'll read that to you now. Previously content living out his days as an attraction in an alien zoo, MC is confronted with jarring new revelations when, after 3 years, other humans are placed into the exhibit with him. Which is much more accurate, a little bit longer. Some people are really good at shortened versions of these. Clearly, that's not me. I am going to work at making a very shortened version. And I think that's possible. It would just be like, man stuck in zoo, maybe escapes, maybe not. Who's to say? I'm the writer. I'm to say. You'll notice I have MC because I'm still awful with character names and I don't have one for him yet. I know a whole lot about him, just not his name. The first thing you know about other people. So, the second exercise is coming up with a short synopsis. This is kind of perfect because it's also what you can put on the NaNoWRIMO website to fill in about your novel when you say that you're going to participate. This gives people a good idea of what you're writing, if they want to be a buddy with you so that they can learn more about your story, etc., etc. And again, it's just good for you to think about. And that way, if someone is really interested in your 1-sentence summary and they're like, wow, tell me more about that, you can. Because I'm also prepping, I have come up with this myself. I will not read it out loud, but I will put it in the description box down below if you want to read it and or give me suggestions or feedback on it, because it can be changed. I will put it up on the NaNoWRIMO website. I have not done that yet. All I have is my 1-sentence summary because I came up with that first. The synopsis is really going to go through your main character, what they were doing before the story started to get a better idea of really what they want and more of the stages of the story. It'll also include the minor characters, more about the setting, just a very condensed version of what an outline would look like. You can liken it somewhat to what the back of a book reads and or a potential query letter. Those could be very different, but maybe somewhere in the middle is where you want your synopsis to be. You don't want to give everything away, but you want to give a much better idea of what your story's about. The third thing is stating what your genre and target audience is. This is usually pretty easy because you know going into something what its genre is likely to be. I do understand that some stories are kind of between genres or cross genres. I think you should list both of the genres if your target audience is YA or adult. This is also where having a comparison comes in. Usually I write in mystery and young adult, so I actually have no idea what the possible sci-fi-y side of fantasy comparisons would be. I haven't read that much into it. If you read in the genre that you write in, which I think is what most people typically fall into, I know I usually do, then you should have a good idea of what comparable works would be. This also gives people a more concrete idea of what your story is going to be like. It's much easier for us, not knowing anything about your story, to be like, oh, it's like Pride and Prejudice? Got it. Oh, it's like the Iliad? I understand that. Oh, it's like Across the Universe? I have read that too. It just gives people a very clear idea of what your story is going to be about, and kind of generates more interest in it. This way, when you're talking to someone about it, you can give them the one-sentence summary, a little bit more if they ask, and they'll be like, oh, well, it's for fans of this and this. If you're into this, you'll probably like my story. The fourth thing I recommend is having a title. I am not one to talk about this, but a title could generate a whole bunch of interest, or if you want to, on the NaNoWRIMO website, if you are artistically inclined, creating a little banner for yourself. That's just so cool. You can put it all over social media. Just, again, makes people interested in your story, gives a better idea of what your story's about, and, you know, I can't do it, but I wish I could. This is just how I do it. It helps me to take all of the stuff that's in my brain out of my brain and it better explain it to someone. Not everyone does it this way, but I do think all of the exercises are helpful, so I would totally give them a shot. If you want to share them with me, I would be so interested to read them. And if you want to be NaNoWRIMO buddies, my information is down below. Buddies. That's creepy, I'm sorry. Alright, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below and let me know if you find one-sentence summaries hard, or synopsis is hard, synopsis, writing. Do you find writing a synopsis hard? And mine also always change after I'm done writing, so I do think the exercise is good, but you know, it can evolve. It doesn't have to be set in stone. Thank you so much again for watching. I'm gonna get back to brainstorming. I will see y'all very soon with a new video. Bye.